I'm an equine teeth floater. They say we can't call ourselves dentists because that name demands too much respect. So, I'm a tooth floater. First thing I want to check for is hooks in the back. This horse has some hooks in the back, some protruding upper molars that doesn't allow the anterior, posterior, or front to back movement. I started attending Texas Institute of Equine Dentistry. I have 380 hours of training of nothing but dentistry working on horses. Veterinarians do not get the in-depth training us tooth floaters get. The incisors, the molars, and the TMJ joint. You don't want undue pressure on any of them. It helps the horse's performance. It helps the horse's performance, the eating, just the whole lifestyle of the horse. It's, you know, when they have teeth problems, like I said, if they ride with their head high, they're not going to run good. If they're not comfortable with how they are, if they're bracing on the bit, if they're having to ride with their head high or their head down or their head cocked to the side, that's not normal for a horse. So they're not going to perform well. There's a lot that goes into the floating. It's not just take the sharp points off anymore. It's not old school couple hand floats and no speculum. You actually have to go in there and balance the horse's mouth, take out all the malocclusions, fix problems. That's why the veterinarians that I work for don't feel the need to supervise me, because I have plenty of training. If they didn't feel comfortable with me working on their clients' horses, they wouldn't give my name or phone number out. The bad competition weeds itself out. If you mess up one barrel horse, I promise you when that girl goes to the next barrel race and there's 400 barrel racers there, all 400 of them girls are going to know not to use such and such to float teeth because he messed their horse up. That's just how business works. That's how competition works. There's 5 or 6 people here in the state of Oklahoma that have attended a dentistry school. There are other guys that go around that are just old school guys that have a couple hand floats and bucket and do horses, but that's the owner's right to choose. If they want to choose the guy who doesn't have a speculum with a couple hand floats, that should be their right. If they want whoever to come work on their horses. If they want one of us guys that have been doing this a long time and have a lot of training and a lot of knowledge in it, then they should be able to choose. They shouldn't have to be stuck on the path that they have to choose a veterinarian to float the horse's teeth, because veterinarians just don't have the training. The owners, if the law is not changed and not fixed, they're still going to close the gate, have somebody stand at the gate while we work at the barn, just so they know that their horses are getting done right. The teeth floating's not going to stop. If the veterinarians were good at floating teeth, I wouldn't have a job.